The relationships we form throughout our lives shape our reality in profound ways. But what happens when the connection you believe exists with someone close to you is actually built on a foundation of hidden resentment or even hatred? Today, we explore the subtle but revealing signs that someone in your inner circle may secretly harbor negative feelings toward you, drawing wisdom from the psychological insights of Carl Jung. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. This powerful quote from Jung reminds us that relationships serve as mirrors, reflecting parts of ourselves we may not readily recognize, but they can also reveal truths about others that lie beneath carefully maintained facades. Jung believed that people often wear what he called personas, social masks that conceal their true feelings and intentions. He wrote, "The persona is that which in reality one is not, but which oneself as well as others think one is." This concept helps explain why someone who secretly dislikes you might still maintain the appearance of friendship or closeness. One clear sign of hidden animosity is inconsistency between words and actions. When someone consistently says one thing but does another, pay attention. Jung observed that you are what you do, not what you say you'll do. A person who claims to care about you but repeatedly fails to show up when needed, or who makes promises they never fulfill, may be revealing their true feelings through their behavior rather than their words. Another indicator is subtle put-downs, disguised as jokes or helpful advice. These backhanded compliments or constructive criticisms often contain a kernel of genuine hostility. As Jung noted, the shadow is a moral problem that challenges the whole ego personality. People who haven't confronted their shadow, the darker aspects of their personality, often project their negative emotions onto others, sometimes in the form of cutting remarks, thinly veiled as humor. Notice also how this person behaves when you succeed. Jung understood that envy can be a powerful driver of hatred, writing that envy does not allow humanity to sleep. Someone who secretly dislikes you may respond to your accomplishments with dismissal, minimization, or by quickly changing the subject. They might even try to compete with your good news by immediately sharing their own superior achievement. Pay attention to how you feel in their presence. Jung emphasized the importance of intuition, describing it as perception via the unconscious. If you consistently feel drained, tense, or somehow diminished after spending time with someone, your unconscious mind may be picking up on hostility that your conscious mind hasn't yet recognized. Trust this feeling. Your intuition often perceives what your rational mind overlooks. Body language reveals what words conceal. A person who secretly dislikes you may display closed-off postures, avoid eye contact, or position themselves physically distant from you in group settings. Jung understood that the body is a most doubtful friend because it produces things we do not like. In this case, the body produces non-verbal signals that betray inner feelings, regardless of what pleasant words might be spoken. Another telling sign is triangulation, when someone speaks negatively about you to mutual friends while maintaining a friendly facade to your face. Jung observed that the most intense conflicts, if overcome, leave behind a sense of security and calm that is not easily disturbed. Someone unwilling to address conflicts directly may instead channel their negative feelings through gossip and backbiting. Consider whether this person seems to enjoy your mistakes or setbacks. Jung recognized that there is no coming to consciousness without pain. A person working through genuine feelings of dislike might eventually reach understanding, but someone who takes pleasure in your suffering shows a more deeply rooted animosity. Notice if they consistently misinterpret your intentions or assume the worst about your motives. Jung wrote, "We cannot change anything unless we accept it." Someone who refuses to accept your explanations or repeatedly assigns negative intentions to your neutral actions may be projecting their own hostility onto you. Beware of the person who never reveals vulnerability or shares anything authentic. Jung believed that the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. True connection requires mutual openness. Someone who maintains rigid boundaries while expecting access to your thoughts and feelings may be protecting themselves while gathering information they can use against you. Another sign is constant competition rather than collaboration. While healthy relationships involve give and take, someone who secretly dislikes you may frame every interaction as a zero-sum game where your gain is their loss. Jung observed that where love rules, there is no will to power, and where power predominates, their love is lacking. A relationship dominated by power, struggles rather than mutual support, suggests underlying hostility. Remember that Jung also taught us about projection, writing that everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Sometimes, what we perceive as hatred from others is actually our own insecurity projected outward. Before concluding that someone secretly hates you, examine whether you might be sensing the reflection of your own unacknowledged feelings. If you recognize these signs in a relationship, what can you do? Jung would likely advise consciousness and communication. He believed that the foundation of all mental illness is the unwillingness to experience legitimate suffering. Acknowledging the pain of a damaged relationship is the first step toward either healing it or consciously choosing to end it. Jung wrote that knowledge rests not upon truth alone, but upon error also. Understanding that someone close to you harbors negative feelings provides valuable information, not just about them, but about yourself and the dynamics you participate in. This knowledge, though painful, offers an opportunity for growth. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes, Jung reminded us. By becoming aware of the subtle signs of hidden animosity in your relationships, you awaken to deeper truths about human connection. This awareness allows you to make conscious choices about who deserves a place in your inner circle, rather than remaining unconsciously bound to relationships that diminish rather than enhance your life. In the end, recognizing that someone secretly dislikes you isn't about paranoia or assumption. It's about honoring the truth of your experience and making choices that support your authentic self. As Jung wisely said, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." By choosing relationships based on genuine connection rather than illusion, you create space for the meaningful bonds that truly nurture your becoming.